There's only one word I could use to describe that.
Malakai Bayoh touched people's hearts and made them cry with his voice while standing on stage. His singing on Britain's Got Talent brought joy to many people, but while the bright lights were on, something else was going on. People saw a happy, smiling boy, but they didn't know what he was really feeling. Even though the whole world was praising him, Malakai was not happy. His calm songs were hiding the truth about his suffering. On the outside, everything looked like it was going well, but it wasn't. What was he up against all? On his own? Why had his life been so painful? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. The heartbreaking tragedy of Malakai Bayoh. Malakai Bayoh was born in London in the year 2010. He is a young opera singer from the United Kingdom. His family has roots in Sierra Leone, which is a country in West Africa. From an early age, Bayoh showed interest in singing. He first began to sing in his local church, where his voice was noticed by others. When he was just 7 years old, he joined the choir at St. George's Cathedral in Southwark. That was where he began to receive proper training in music. The music director at the cathedral, Scott Price, helped guide him and gave him lessons in classical and church music. Later on, Bayoh became a member of the choir at St. George's School in Windsor Castle. While he was part of this school choir, he took part in services that were sometimes attended by members of the royal family. He often sang solo parts, and people began to recognize his talent. Even before reaching his teenage years, Bayoh had already performed with well-known orchestras and had sung alongside other respected musicians. In the year 2023, Bayoh decided to audition for the 16th season of the television show Britain's Got Talent. At the time of his audition, he was 13 years old. For his audition, he sang the piece Pai Jesu, which is a well-known classical song. His performance impressed both the audience and the judges. All four judges, Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, Alicia Dixon, and Bruno Tonioli, gave him a standing ovation. Simon Cowell was especially moved by the performance and chose to press the golden buzzer. This meant Bayoh went straight through to the live semi-finals of the competition. When it came time for the semi-finals, Bayoh sang another classical piece. This time it was O mio babino caro, a song by Giacomo Puccini. Again, the performance was met with strong applause. He made it through to the final round of the show. In the final, he performed Caruso, a song written by Lucio Dalla. Although his final performance was well received by both the audience and the judges, Bayoh did not win the overall competition. Still, his time on the show brought him a great deal of public attention. Many people watched his performances online, and his name became more well-known across the country. After being on Britain's Got Talent, Bayoh was asked to perform at a number of large and famous venues. One of these was the Royal Albert Hall. He also appeared on television again and took part in music events that aimed to support young people learning music. Later that same year, he signed a contract with a classical music company. In December 2023, he released his first music album. The album included the songs he had performed on the show, along with other classical pieces. Within a few weeks, the album reached the #1 spot on the UK Classical Artist Albums chart. Before he was on the talent show, Bayoh had already made a few public performances. In 2022, He sang with well-known singer Aled Jones. That performance was shown on television. Bayoh's journey from singing in church as a small boy to performing on national television and releasing his own album shows how his hard work and training helped him succeed. He has been praised for his clear voice, good control, and maturity when singing. His story also brought more attention to young people who are interested in classical music. In addition, it helped start more conversations about the importance of having more diversity in the music world and giving chances to talented people from different backgrounds. Malakai Bayoh faced a painful tragedy when he became the target of racist maltreatment. After one of his early performances, at a young age, while bravely sharing his voice and talent, he was met with cruel and hateful comments online. This experience deeply hurt him, leaving an emotional wound that no child should have to endure. Instead of being celebrated for his gift, he was attacked for something he could not control: his race. This form of maltreatment was a heavy burden for someone so young and marked a dark moment in his journey. Despite the hurtful comments, he continued to sing and perform in public behind the angelic voice that moved millions. What pain was Malakai Bayoh quietly carrying in his heart, and who helped him find the strength to keep singing? Let's find out. Malakai Bayoh's strength in the face of loss. Malakai Bayoh's time on Britain's Got Talent in 2024 wasn't just about singing songs. It was about something much deeper. When people heard him sing, they saw a young boy with a beautiful voice. But behind that voice was a quiet story of sadness, pain, and courage that many people didn't know. His singing touched so many hearts, not just because he had talent, but because of all the hurt and feelings he carried inside. Even as a child, Malakai knew he was different. While other boys liked rap or pop music, he felt drawn to classical songs. He loved the way choirs sounded and how strong the emotions were in those songs. But liking something different made him feel left out. The kids around him didn't understand why he liked that music, and that made him feel alone at times. Even with a voice that would amaze people, Malakai still didn't always feel sure of himself. Singing in front of others was one of the hardest things for him. He would get really nervous. His hands would shake, his heart would beat too fast, and sometimes he could hardly breathe. For someone so young, those feelings are very hard to handle. But slowly, step by step, and with people encouraging him, he found the strength to keep trying. There were also tough times at home. Life was not easy, and money was often tight. Singing at a high level costs a lot: lessons, travel, and everything in between. Even though things were hard, Malakai kept going. He wanted to keep doing what he loved. He tried his best every day because he knew how much others believed in him. But the hardest moment came right before the contest started. Malakai lost his friend who was like a sister just before his first performance. She was more than a sister to him. She was his best friend. They used to laugh, talk, and sing together. She believed in him more than anyone else. Her death came so fast and left him heartbroken. And for a young boy already facing so much, it was the hardest thing he had ever gone through. Not many people knew how much pain he was in. But still, he walked onto the stage. He stood under the bright lights with the judges watching and the crowd waiting, and he sang. And in that moment, something changed. His voice was full of emotion, love, pain, and deep strength. Every word felt like it came from his heart. Throughout the show, the sadness didn't go away. Sometimes you could see it in his eyes. Sometimes it looked like he might cry. Smiling even seemed hard. But he didn't stop. He kept singing. He kept showing up. Not because it was easy, but because singing made him feel close to his sister. Every time he sang, it felt like he was singing for her. It helped him feel connected to her, like she was still with him. He also had people in the music world who helped him. His choir teachers, mentors, and others were there when he needed someone. They gave him soft advice, warm hugs, and let him cry. When he had to, they didn't just help him sing, they helped him feel safe and understood. Their care helped him stay focused and strong during a very hard time. In the end, Malakai's journey on Britain's Got Talent was about more than music. It was about feeling every word. It was about being brave even when your heart feels broken. He showed people that real strength doesn't mean having no pain. It means standing back up when you're hurting. It means still singing when tears want to fall. That's what Malakai did. He sang with all his heart. He sang with love. And he reminded everyone that even the smallest voices can hold the biggest stories. How did losing both his grandmother and sister shape the performance that touched the world? Stay tuned for more. Malakai Bayoh moves the nation with his powerful voice and deep emotions. Just a few days before one of the most important moments of his life, Malakai Bayoh went through something very painful. His grandmother passed away. Her death happened right before he was supposed to perform in front of many people. Despite his internal pain and sadness, he decided to sing. He made the decision to perform in her honor, and it turned into an unforgettable event. Malakai sang Caruso, a song brimming with intense emotions of melancholy and longing as he took the stage. The room fell silent with the first note. You could hear the sadness in every word of his steady, soft voice. Everyone who listened was moved by his heartfelt and emotional singing. Many audience members were moved to tears. They experienced a profound emotional response rather than merely listening to a performance. Some claimed that rather than being merely a song, it felt more like a spiritual moment. At that moment, it was clear that Malakai had a special gift. He could take strong emotions and turn them into music. When he sang Caruso, he didn't just hit the right notes. He made people feel the story behind the song. As he stood boldly on that stage, he turned his grief into beauty. After that, people started to take notice of Malakai's strength and seriousness. According to those who trained him, he worked hard and stayed faithful. He practiced breathing, stayed active, sang constantly, and worked on being composed and well-organized. He took it seriously and gave it his all. Malakai's career took a significant turn when he performed Nessun Dorma, one of the most famous and difficult opera songs. This performance made a big impression. Everyone was amazed at the power and control of his voice. Despite his poor singing, he gave the song a genuine feel. It was made even more memorable by his apparent composure and deference. He wasn't attempting to attract notice. Soon, people in the classical music world started talking about him. Universal Music signed him for a record deal. In 2023, he released his first album, called Golden. The album included a mix of old opera songs and new ones. Music critics said his voice was very clear and full of feeling. They believed that each song was infused with genuine emotion. The album was made even more special by the participation of well-known artists. Known composers like Andrew Lloyd Webber and Sir Carl Jenkins. However, his voice's emotional impact was what people remembered most, not the ostentatious music or well-known performers. There was a genuineness and sincerity to his singing. He was singing. From the bottom of his heart, it seemed. Despite his rising fame, Malakai remained composed and respectful in public. He often claimed that the music was more important than the attention, but he spoke quietly. For him, singing was more than just a gift. It was a way to communicate his feelings, both happy and sad. Many claim that Malakai inspires them not only because of his age or skill, but also because of the genuine honesty with which he sings. He doesn't perform just to impress. He shares a part of himself through every song. Today, Malakai Bayoh is becoming a big name in classical music in a way most kids never do. His voice has been heard in grand places across different countries and cultures. He stands as a reminder of the effect that true music can have. Many people say that they can still hear his grandmother's love in every note he sings. What really separates Malakai Bayoh from other up-and-coming celebrities his age, aside from the attention and cheers? Let's take a closer look. A young star finding his voice through music. Malakai Bayoh is in the process of recording his another album. In his singing career, this is a significant step. There will be a blend of contemporary and classical music on the album. It will demonstrate his versatility as a singer. He collaborates with other musicians and well-known music producers. They are helping him choose the right songs and teaching him how to record them the right way. He is also learning a lot about the music world while making sure the songs sound great. The album will include some songs in multiple languages. Malakai is studying German, French, and Italian singing. He is able to sing more types of classical music as a result. He puts a lot of effort into understanding the meaning of the songs and pronouncing the words correctly. Although learning these languages is challenging, he finds it enjoyable and hopes to sing for audiences all over the world. He thinks that even if people don't speak the same language, they can all understand the language of music. Malakai is extremely talented, but he still feels anxious before performing in front of an audience. Despite his occasional fear, he doesn't let it deter him. He visualizes himself singing well and takes deep breaths to relax. He likes to sit quietly before going on stage and sometimes listens to music to stay focused. Over time, he has learned that being nervous is okay. It shows that he cares and wants to do his best. 1. Opera he really loves is La Bohème by Puccini. He feels a strong connection to the music and the story. When he sings songs from this opera, he puts his heart into it. He tries to feel what the characters are feeling. This helps him sing with more emotion. One of his dreams is to sing in this opera on a big stage one day. Malakai also has a saying that guides him. Music is the voice of the soul. He thinks music is more than just sounds. It's a way to share how we feel. He always tries to sing from the heart. This helps him connect with people. He wants others to feel something real when they hear him sing. Besides singing, Malakai is also learning how to conduct music. He became interested in this after seeing a conductor at a concert. He thought it was amazing how one person could lead so many. Musicians. He started learning by watching videos and reading books. He even uses a small stick to practice at home. Learning to conduct has also helped him become a better singer. Malakai has won many awards for his singing. He started entering contests when he was very young. His strong voice and stage presence helped him win many of them. These awards remind him of how far he has come and make him want to keep going. He knows he still has a lot to learn, but he is excited about the future. How did Malakai's talent turn into success? And what has life looked like for him since stepping into the spotlight? Keep watching for more. Malakai's rise to fame and humble journey beyond the spotlight. As of the year 2025, the young singer has made quite a bit of money, and people believe that. He now has more than $500,000. This amount of money did not just come from one place. It likely came from many different parts of his growing music career. Some of the money probably came from people buying his albums in stores or online. Some of it might have come from streaming services where fans listen to his songs again and again. A good amount may have come from live shows where he sings in front of big crowds. There is also a chance that companies paid him to help advertise their products, or maybe he worked with certain brands to make even more money. The reason his earnings have gone up is because more and more people are beginning to notice him, his success, and all the things he has done so far have helped him become better known. Back in November 2022, Malakai had a big moment when he stepped onto the stage of the Royal Opera House for the first time. During that event, he played the role of Oberto in Handel's opera Alcina. This performance was a huge step forward for him and gave him a chance to show off his voice and talent to many people who had never heard him sing like that before. Then, in April 2023, something else amazing happened. Malakai performed at a big music event called Classic FM Live, which was held at the Royal Albert Hall. During that concert, he sang Mozart's Alleluia and Handel's Lascia Ch'io Pianga. The people in the audience loved his singing so much that they stood up and clapped loudly at the end. That moment really helped him prove that he was becoming a bright new star in the world of classical music. After his time on Britain's Got Talent, where many people first discovered him, Malakai signed a music deal with Universal Music. He soon came out with his very first album, which he called Golden. It included work with famous musicians like Andrew Lloyd, Webber, and Sir Carl Jenkins. Even though he's now well known, he still goes to school in London and enjoys video games, playing the saxophone, and cheering for Liverpool FC. What do you think about the challenges of Malakai Bayoh? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.